It's Sunday, April 30th. It's about 7:30 in the evening p.m. Post meridian, I guess. The temperature is in the low 70s. It got up to 76 today. It was quite warm. It was nice. And it looks like this coming week it's going to be in the upper 70s, and then next week it'll get in the 80s. We might have a storm, a warm summer storm in the 80s. So we came to the field and we saw that the cows had gotten out of where they were supposed to be. They were over there in the last section, and the fence had come down somehow. I imagine one of the cows got tangled up in it and pulled it apart. So we reinforced the fence. We made sure it's electrified, and so now the cows should stay where they're at. The charger is increasing in voltage, I think because the plants on the fence line are starting to die. I saw on that fence line over there that where the bottom wire is, the grass is dead. It's just occasionally there's an anthill that is touching. So it looks pretty good now. You can see the grass here is ridiculously thick. It's ridiculously tall. It just gets better. It's going to get even better the closer we get to the corner. It's going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to it. You let me get pretty close, number 20, young 20. There's the thought of deworming number 24, and I'm satisfied with her progress. I mean, she's still the worst cow, but she's way better than she was. If you remember back in February during the winter storm, the winter ice blast. Look at this grass. Hey Daniel. Hey Daniel. One more job. There's a net that we set up for the dogs over there. Do you want to just take it down and put it in the back of the side-by-side or something? And we'll stick it in the shop tonight. You might want to put the bowl away first or something. I'll help you carry it if it's hard. Ooh, look at this giant anthill. Look at that. Yeah, that's why we wear pants out in the field, guys. It's one of the many reasons. Anyway, I'm debating deworming number 24, and I think I've settled for now at least to use her as an experiment. I mean, she is making progress. Her bag has hardly any milk in it, so I can't imagine her calf is stealing any milk from her of significance, you know. Is this number 24 over here? No, it's not. She's over there. I'm pretty sure that's her. So I'm not too concerned. Here we go. Yeah, that's number 24. I mean, she looks so much better than she did yesterday or the day before. You can't even tell that she has ribs right now. And the light's coming in at an angle, like at a low angle. She should be showing ribs with the shadows, but it's really not. And the hip bone is still, the hip bone there is kind of thin. It's not fatty and round. The tail is still not ideal, but she's doing a lot better. And her triangle's filled in, so what more can I ask for? You know, here's 21, my fattest cow in the entire universe. My goodness, 21. You are obese. I heard it's not good for fat cows to give birth. They have a harder time than not as fat cows. I don't think that she's aggressively obese right now, but she's definitely very large. Definitely very large. So yeah. just there's way too much grass out here. There's nothing, the cows can't eat it all. And I could leave them out here for a week and there'd still be plenty of grass. So I'm just growing grass right now as fast as I can. I might put them in a smaller section once the ryegrass starts to die, just to trample the ryegrass down. Give the summer grass a chance to grow. But then again, you know, covering the ground with a bunch of dead ryegrass might tell the summer grass to take a nap. Don't bother waking up anytime soon. So, yeah. I just think it's amazing, the change that my field has taken over the past 2 years. I was expecting to wait 5 years before I see anything like this. You know, I read Greg Judy's books and he's like, look, it takes time to heal your land and get it productive. He says he can do it sometimes if he's aggressive about it, in as little as 1 or 2 years, 2 or 3 years. 1 year would be amazing, to take a dead farm and resurrect it. I think the reason why it's recovered so quickly is because it really wasn't that bad in the beginning. The previous owner did rotational grazing, not as aggressively as I'm doing, but he did some. And he understood enough not to kill the grass, and I don't think he overstocked for what he was doing. So, you know, to his credit, the ground is probably, I'm reaping now what he sowed 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. So, you know, I can't complain about what he did for me and how he took care of the land. He certainly used a different strategy than I am using. He was going, it looks like, for the monoculture with the ryegrass in the spring and then the summer grass in the summer. So I wonder if that cow is going to get shocked by that wire. Oop, I'm stepping on old pipes for the pipe fence. Hey, number 20. For some reason, some of the cows just like to graze on the fence line. You know. So, well, we're at the chickens, so I should show you what I've been doing with the chickens. So they've had this pen, and they don't like to stay in the pen. They like to come out. You can see there's chicken manure everywhere. I set up the nesting boxes. They use them for the most part. There's a spot in the grass they like to lay their eggs too. And I imagine there's more nests out there. And my opinion is, if I can't find it, then they deserve to hatch those eggs. And we'll get some chicks here in a couple months, assuming they brood properly. But yeah, most of the chickens like to stay outside of the area. And I haven't been able to count them, but every time I do sit down and count them, I don't think any are missing. So they sleep high in the trees. Oh, look, I cut this. Hoping that it would come down, but it's so tangled up in the tree that it's probably not going to come down. You know. Yeah, guys, if you have more than one tree growing together, you got to choose one. You can't have trees like that. It's not healthy for anything. You can see there's some manure down here too. This is the pen. I don't know if you guys remember me keeping the dogs and the sheep in netting in this pen, but this recovered really well. It's really strong. I think the manure load here is enough that there's no lack of nitrogen here, you know. And the other thing that's amazing to me is when I first got this land, there was a puddle here that would last for months at a time. The ground just wasn't able to absorb it. But, you know, a few days ago we had that ½ inch or so of rain, and already the puddle's almost gone. So somehow it's able to absorb it now. So I'm pretty impressed. Anyway, the chickens are in the trees. They're getting ready to go to sleep. Let's see if I can get you a picture of that. Yeah, I'm gonna go help my son finish up there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope things are going as well in your life as they are for me. If not, you know, make the necessary changes to improve your life. Don't wait. Take control. You know, be active rather than passive. That's what I'm saying. You know. Oh, look what I found. Yeah, I got to get this net on there. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye. Hello, chicken.